Let me show you how to expand a custom subnet within GCP. I've already created a custom subnet with a /29 mask. A /29 mask provides you with 8 addresses, but of those, 4 are reserved by GCP, which leaves you with another 4 for your VM instances. Let's try to create another VM instance in this subnet. So here we are on the GCP console, and I have my 4 instances. And if I go into the network interface details here, you can see that these are part of a network, and I have a subnet here. And if I drill further into that, you can see that I currently have a /29. So let's go back and try to create that other instance. I'm just going to click on Create Instance. I don't need a very large machine. I'm okay with a micro. And let's hit Create. And ideally, we should be getting an error now about the fact that the IP space should have been exhausted. So we're just going to wait for that. You can also follow this along in the notification pane up here. You can see that it is trying to create that right now. And so we're going to wait for that and see if we get an error here in a second. And once we have that, we're going to go ahead and expand the subnet. So here we can see that the instance creation has failed. I can hover over this, and it's just telling me that the IP space of that subnet has been exhausted, just as expected. And we actually have a retry button here as well as a notification pane. And we're going to try to use that in a second once we expand the subnet to recreate that instance. Now, what's important is to note that all of these 4 instances are currently running, so we're not going to take any of these down during the subnet expansion. Now, to expand the subnet, I could go to VPC Network through the navigation menu, or I can go back by clicking on NIC 0 here directly through the network interface details to the subnet. This is what I want to change, so let me click the Edit button, and let's expand this all the way to a /23, and this is going to allow a lot of instances, actually over 500 instances. And we're going to wait for this to update, and then we're going to head back and try to recreate that instance. So we can also follow this process along right here. It is still saving, so we're just going to hang on tight here. This should just take a couple seconds. All right, there we see it's complete. And now I still have that retry button here to recreate that instance. So let me actually click that. And I can head back to Compute Engine to see if that is going to succeed. So here we are, instance 5. It's being staged and will soon begin running. And let's see if this works out. We can see that it already has now an internal IP address allocated now that we've expanded the subnet itself. And if I refresh this, we can see that the instance is now created. That's how easy it is to expand a subnet in GCP without any workload shutdown or downtime.